What's up, guys? I'm JacobTSuggs, and welcome back to another video. And I'm just gonna ask, are we ever gonna get Cloverfield 4? At CinemaCon in April 2018, JJ Abrams stated that, quote, "We're actually developing a true dedicated Cloverfield sequel." And this comment obviously got a lot of people excited, myself included, because as much as 10 Cloverfield Lane and the Cloverfield Paradox had turned the franchise into an anthology series, a direct sequel to the 2008 movie was always eagerly anticipated and speculated by fans. He then ended that comment by saying, quote, "It was coming very soon," which we in the industry call a lie. But that being said, keep in mind that around that time, it was still heavily speculated that the 2018 film Overlord, which was also produced by Bad Robot, was going to be the next Cloverfield movie, but it ultimately didn't pan out that way. It still could have easily been changed from a Cloverfield movie to its own project, kind of last minute in post-production, which, if you're asking me, that's what I believe. But regardless of what happened with that movie, I still highly recommend checking out Overlord because that movie's gnarly, it's really fun, and honestly, above all else, incredibly underrated. But to bring it back to Cloverfield, things were pretty quiet until January 2021, when it was announced that Joe Barton would be writing a new Cloverfield film, once again confirmed to be a direct sequel to the original movie. He'd previously only written for a variety of television shows and for films. However, as exciting as this news was at the time, and I can't speak for everybody, I remember being slightly disappointed that we were getting such public updates about Cloverfield 4. I mean, the surprise reveals are pretty much a staple of that franchise. Again, things were pretty quiet until 2022 when it was announced that Babak Anvari was attached to direct the movie, and 3 years later, in 2025, he confirmed that the sequel is, quote, "still in development," which makes me feel like nothing has really been finished or filmed yet. And now it's 2026 and I have zero updates beyond that 2025 quote. So what happened? I honestly feel like the biggest holdup for Cloverfield 4 was Bad Robot signing an infamous deal with Warner Brothers back in 2019. And with all of the mergers that Warner Brothers has seen throughout the years, it probably didn't help with JJ Abrams wanting to get a new production off the ground, and now we're getting reports that Bad Robot has downsized and moved to New York. However, I also think that you can't really deny that the negative reception to the Cloverfield Paradox after it debuted on Netflix in the most legendary way possible back in 2018, it probably made the creatives behind the scenes reevaluate the entire franchise, or at least want to put it on hiatus until they really had a solid idea, which, in all fairness, is a pretty good idea. But hey, at least the Tagruato website is still up and running all these years later, despite not having been updated since 2018. And I'll take that as something. You know, the subreddit seems to be losing its mind over when the next big Cloverfield announcement is going to be. However, I've heard about this is going to be announced at this date and this time, and a trailer is going to be with this movie for so many years now since 2018. And I feel like, in a lot of ways, maybe the anticipation is the worst part of this. Maybe we all need to take a step back as Cloverfield fans and just patiently wait to be surprised once again. So will we get Cloverfield 4? Never say never, in my opinion. I feel like enough time has passed since 2018 to where the Cloverfield Paradox has come and gone. People felt a certain way about that movie, and maybe now with legacy sequels that we see all the time, I feel like enough time has passed to where a surprise announcement for a Cloverfield 4, which is a direct found footage continuation to the original movie, would be a pleasant surprise for a lot of people. I personally would love that, but what I would love even more is once again talking about all the viral marketing with you guys. I mean, I was thinking about it the other day, and that's what made me want to start making videos on this channel again, kind of like sporadically here and there. So until the next video, I'm Frame by Frame, remember the name, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.